All Nation. Let's talk about this one way or another. As the room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Mama said there'll be days just like this. As they say, life like this, I wish raindrops will fall. We playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's good news, bad news, all news. But I'm going to tell you, we would know all of the news of the other teams that's playing in the playoff that week one. Because we the last team to play that particular week on a Monday. Let's get it. Come on. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's. What's up? All right. Hear ye, Cowboy Nation. We are here live at Law Nation Studios. We planning on a lot of things down the line, and I can't wait to showcase that to you guys, especially after this week. We will be able to go over those things. Nevertheless, the Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What can we do to help accelerate this thing? What can we do to win? Basically, that's the name of the game. JD from DC, appreciate you so much, man, for the super chat. I thank you.
Dracarys.
You know, this is the first time I'm going to say we missed James Washington last week. Laugh out loud. Man, you crazy, man. James Washington, man. We did. All right, man. I know you guys saw my film analysis on Trayvon Mullen. I know you guys got a chance to see some of the information that I had out there on his skill set and things like that. We're going to get right to the punch. I know I'm a little behind today. Normally, I try to go live around 11. We had a lot of things to do on my other capacities. And then on top of that, we will be doing the final word today. So I just want to be able to go over some of these clips right here and some of the analysis on what we need to do in order to make corrections. I think that this defense still is a good defense, by the way, and I'm talking about our team. We have a hole on the other side of that secondary. I don't see a lot of teams trying to force things on, hear me out, Trayvon Diggs' side. But for dog sure, they will push the needle on any cornerback that's on the opposite side. And we can see that out of tape. I see some undisciplined football on the defensive side, whether it be the safety alignment, whether it be containment on the edge here. This is my guy Parsons just trying to squeeze down too early on that and not attacking the mesh point. I see my guy Barr. He's in the twilight zone there, allowed the offender or the opposition to cross his face and stop his feet. Those small things, and then we playing so much off on defense as relates to our secondary that we need some people to really play some football, and we playing too much off ball. And on top of that, of course, we all know the storylines are stopping the run. Well, we do know about that. But the trust issues is not just on the defensive side. And I know this is going to sound like me just beating up the Cowboys, but hell, yesterday, me standing and fighting for the Cowboys, that's all I did yesterday. Now it's time for us to get into the meat and the potatoes of it and what we can do to correct this. Yes, I'm still on that hill, and I'm ready. I'm ready for Tampa. I will fight them all by myself. I'll go one by one. I'll slap all of them. You know, I'm not scared of anyone, you know. But here's the thing is, appreciate everybody. Shout out to you, Beast Mode. Thank you for jumping in. Run the ball, Kellen. I appreciate you, Amaru. I think that's how you say your name, Amiru. You sent me that clip. We're going to talk about that, too. We're going to talk about what Herm Edwards said. We're going to talk about what Brian Baldinger said and these sorts of things. So appreciate you. Run the ball. Yes. Somebody said they wanted this matchup. Appreciate you. That's what we're looking for. Looking for revenge. All right, so when we look at this tape, we see my guy, Malik Hooker, right? He's the last line of defense. And when you look back at this tape, I'm going to tell you guys, I look at my guy Trayvon Diggs as Bill Gates. He's already wealthy. He's already rich. I'm talking about the man got his own money. I don't want my free safety or high safety, on the roof safety, cheating or shading this way. That's basically what I said in the video. I need for him to be anywhere, somewhere right here. You got man-to-man, one-on-one. You got it. Mano y mano. You got that with Trayvon Mullen right here. I don't think that he built that level of trust right now for us to sit back and say, all right, we trust that part of it, right? So, my guy, of course, this could just be a disguise look, but shame. Shame on this disguise for him to be so much over on my guy, Trayvon Diggs' side. Now, granted, for those who know how to read the offense here, this is the strong formation. I get all of that. My guy, he's going to drop back. This is my guy, number 11, Michael Parsons. He's going to have hook to flat on the edge here. But what I'm looking at is he bails. I'm looking at right here, he bails. If you guys, y'all already know this answer. If he's even, he's what? He's leaving. If he's even, he's leaving. That's just the bottom line, y'all. And Trayvon Mullen, you were 8 yards off the ball, baby. And this is the weakest. Watch his inside arm try to redirect. This is the weakest redirect I've seen. All right. Didn't even knock him off his marker. And on top of that, didn't get his head around the ball. And, of course, there's no such thing as face guarding on this level. But you got to understand that even if that was a good pass of the ball, my guy have no way of closing in on this. If the quarterback hit him and lead him just a little bit, that's a touchdown. And when you look back at Tom Brady in the last 3 games, he's been bombing it away on 9 routes. We're going to have to make sure that we don't give up that type of play for whoever Tom Brady intends to go to, right? And on top of that, you're not going to get any pressure on Tom Brady by blitzing. That's just the bottom line. You got to play disciplined football. You got to make sure that you can create pressure somehow with your 4, and you're going to have to do it that way. Blitzing him is not the answer. The dude forgot more football than most of these guys know. He's old enough to be Michael Parsons' father. You know what I'm saying? So we already know those things, okay? But when we go back and look at this tape here, ladies and gentlemen, you can't have that. You can't. And on top of that, let me see if I go back to this play right here. We're going to watch it one more time. You can't have that. You can't have that. And the benefit of the doubt, the aficionados are always going to lean on, and I'm not being negative. I'm just being real with you guys. They're going to lean on whatever Tom Brady say. So you got to play a real positive. You got to play a real perfect game, basically. They're going to call the flag. All right, so on this play, my guy, Michael Parsons, we all love Michael Parsons. We do, to the moon and back. He is being overworked and overused as an edge guy to fabricate pressure, right? I think that the pressure and getting sacks been one of the things that a lot of people look at and say, those are the things that we all want. We see right here that my guy, Carlos, he lined up at 0. We got the most 3 techs that's playing down inside than any other team in the National Football League. OSA 3 tech, right? Of course, Ghostin, I think that they drafted him to be an edge guy, but they kick him inside, right? So we have the smallest and the lightest package out here. You have Barr as the Mike. You have my guy, J-Rock. He's the other linebacker here. And, of course, you got my slot corner as in Dayron Bland. He does a great job of the switch off, of letting 27 know, hey, switch off, switch off, switch off. The eye candy is right here. Parson crashes down. What happened, y'all? The okie doke. Here we go. Here we go. Nothing but greenery. We can't do that. And on that play, just because your quarterback can run, RPOs work even with a stationary quarterback because he don't have to run it in this fashion. He can also throw it. So those are things that we have to be mindful of, ladies and gentlemen. Our defense, yes, I love our defense, but we got to be more mindful of just playing some disciplinary football. Hooker, once again, understand where you are at with the hash. Understand that you don't need to help out Trayvon Diggs. I would rather fall on the sword of Trayvon Diggs one-on-one with his person versus the other guys. 9 times out of 10, the opposition is going to pick on whoever it is, whether it's Nashawn Wright, whether it's my guy Xavier Rhodes if he starts next week, whether it's Trayvon Mullen. You need to start cheating to this side of the field. Look at the separation. Look at it, baby. That's the reality of it. We got to figure that part out. We got to play disciplined football. And we can't, we can't get any pressure. This guy got enough time to build Arlington Stadium, right, to throw that ball. So those are things that we have to fix up, Cowboy Nation, in order to go far down in this particular playoff series. We got to understand those things. We got to shore up that, and we got to play no hero ball. We can't play hero ball. We can't, let me say this again. We can't play hero ball. We can't play hero ball. We can't play hero ball. Just do your job. Whether it's Parsons, whether it's Malik Hooker, or whether it's a guy that's supposed to shoot through the gap or play two-way, you got to figure out, or two-gap, you got to figure out a way to play disciplined football. That's the reality of it. Michael, appreciate you, Law. We have the word fans base. No wonder why people hate Cowboys fans. Yeah, the same soul who called, man, you got to, that are hating on the boys for 12-5 are the same ones that said we only will see 7 and 8 wins. Yeah, I feel you on that. Just to paraphrase that. Yeah. We have worried fan base, right? We have the most worried fan base. Here's my stance on this. I'm not here to change anyone's opinion. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still, right? I just don't want people to misuse or categorize statements of who they are, right? When I said the statement, if you're a diehard Cowboy fan, just because you pay money or just because you go to the game or just because you were born before someone else doesn't automatically qualify you to be a diehard Cowboy fan. Diehard Cowboy fan is literally this dude right here on the grassy knoll, right by himself, willing to challenge and fight all of his oppositions, right? Yeah, so that is a diehard. He's going to die on that hill. He's willing to die on that hill for what he believes in, right? That is the equivalent of a diehard fan. Now, a casual fan would have turned around and said, hey, I'm with y'all, just chasing, you know what I'm saying? Charge, let's go. He'd be willing, or a fickle fan, that's a better way to say it, would be willing to turn his back and say, okay, I'm with that team now. That's how it goes. DT, appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much for jumping in. Now, truths are truths, right? And criticism is criticism. We need criticism. We need that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, right? I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't get criticized, right? I had one of my mentors to tell me, you learn more from your failures than your success, right? You learn more from your failures than your success. And if I didn't listen to him, I wouldn't be in the position, in the spot that I'm in right now. So you learn more from your failures than your success. Speaking of that, let's play this audio so that we can dissect what my guy, Coach Herm Edwards, had to say. And, you can take it with a grain of salt. You can say, all right, well, the dude, if he was so smart, why he's not still coaching in the National Football League? Well, those are stories of a different day. Let's go.
They're turning the ball.
Can y'all hear that? Y'all let me know, can y'all hear that?
They're turning the ball over at an alarming rate. And if you're the offensive coordinator and if you're the head coach, you got to look at your offense and ask yourself one question. The only way we can lose this game, the only way we can lose the game is if we turn the ball over. So you better lean on them 2 running backs and don't ask this quarterback to drop back and try to outduel Tom Brady, because that's not going to happen. You better run the football, allow your defense to get a lead, and then go after Tom Brady and knock him on the ground. But they got to run the ball. They cannot put it in Dak Prescott's hands right now. They cannot ask him to outperform Tom Brady. Run the football. I'll say it again. Run the football till you can't run it anymore. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers cannot defend the run.
All right, so that's Herm Edwards. Now, I said I have no rebuttal to what he's saying. Now, I can't add context to it, though. And here's my context to it. He said right now. You can't put the ball in Dak Prescott's hands right now, which I truly, truly believe that Dak Prescott is one of these type of quarterbacks. I don't think that he's a one-read guy. I don't think that he crumbles under pressure. I don't think that he's a horrible or sus quarterback or an ASS quarterback. But one thing I can tell you, his strengths are when you are running the ball off of play action, he plays and performs at his best. I think that when you actually have a run game and you marry that with Dak Prescott, he's damn near unstoppable to beat. When you have a situation whereas now you controlling the outcome, bringing that safety that's sitting on top of the roof, making him climb down inside, right? And now you're playing that type of brand of football with Dak Prescott. I truly believe he's one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League when given those opportunities. Now, do I want to see Dak Prescott throwing the ball for 30 to 40 times a game? No. I always been on record saying that I want Dak Prescott anywhere between 24 and 27 attempts. I'm not out here trying to pick any fights about people, about Dak Prescott. Yes, he got his warts on the field out there. There's nobody in the National Football League that threw more interceptions than Dak Prescott this season. Newsflash, there were nobody who threw more interceptions than Matthew Stafford last season. It was a tie, something like that, with another quarterback. Newsflash, he lifted up that Lombardi trophy, right? Right? And he was a drop INT away from the Niners probably being in the Super Bowl, right? So you got to face your demons. You got to overcome your warts anyway. There's no easy path to the Super Bowl. There's no easy victory in the playoffs. Everything becomes magnified times doubles when you get into the playoffs. So if you are a heavy penalized team, then 9 times out of 10, those penalties are going to be knocking on the door. So you got to figure out how you can overcome those things. Dallas Cowboys for life. Appreciate you. Holla Nation, this is your boy OT. Shout out to you, my guy. Happy New Year. Why no one is talking about Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers, but everyone wants to kill the Dallas Cowboys. Because in Wisconsin, there's not a lot of media attention out there, man. And their colors are so ugly, that green and doggone mustard, yellow, what have you. It's all about Cowboys. This is Cowboys versus the world, right? And I appreciate you, the OT. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for all that you are saying with that. Criticism is a part of being a fan, but some can't accept the fact without labeling them as not being a fan. All right. So, yeah, that is part of being a fan, but constructive. You got to put constructive criticism, right? I'm quite sure when Rihanna, if y'all like her singing, if y'all like her music, go find her when she was a young child, right? And she was on the stage. She don't sound like she sound now, right? But there was somebody that still believed in her, and they worked out those kinks. And now look at her, right? She's a billionaire, right? She's a billionaire because of someone believed in her, even though she sounds scratchy, even though she didn't sound the best. But it's all about elevating the talent, and it's all about putting pieces bases around said product or person or individual, right, in order to get the results. Remember, everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. Right now, what matters is we can complain left and right about Dak Prescott, but for right now, he is the quarterback under contract, right? So you can't get rid of it, right? It's just like a person born, right, with one arm or half of an arm. He can't just spend his entire life mad and angry at the world because he's born with only one arm when there's somebody born with no arms at all, right? I seen a person born without legs, but you got to figure out ways to make what's best with what you got. That's just the spade that we got. I ain't said that Dak Prescott is born without an arm, but for right now, we can't complain about it. He is our quarterback for right now, and we're going to have to get behind him, right? Positive words. Shout out to Lady Jessica. I'm not saying that she's 1,000,000% right, but man, lo and behold, let's do the things that can win us, from this. Now, the outside, let them be the ones. Let them be the ones that sully and denigrate to push and put us out, right? Let them be the ones to say the Cowboys are one and done. Let them be the one to say we don't have a chance or an opportunity, but not within our own house, not from within. I watched a video from my guy, Boss Cowboy Sports, yesterday. He posted a video, and he said that he's a second generation Cowboy fan. His mom and his father was Cowboy fans, right? Or are Cowboy fans. With that being said, he was talking about the fact that they made it back-to-back playoffs or what have you, and just paraphrasing the man video, he went into details of, we are a team of miracles. We are a team that was birthed out of miracles, right? The Drew Pearson catch, right? The Drew Pearson catch, it was a ball that didn't even really make it there. It was underthrown, right? But Pearson, he made the catch. Can you imagine if we had a time machine and we put Noah Brown in that spot and Roger Staubach dropped back and he make that same throw and Noah Brown drops the ball? The Hail Mary wouldn't even be considered a Hail Mary. It would just be considered a play that the quarterback tried to make that couldn't succeed, right? And maybe Roger Staubach don't get the accolades and all of the other stuff, right? But we are a team birthed from miracles. Hey, there was an orange that was thrown out there too. Look at the concentration on what Drew had to do in order to corral that ball, right? Right? And that's just how it goes, man. Somebody said, no, man, stop picking on Noah.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's crazy. Look what Joe Montana, he threw that ball to Clark. He closed his eyes, basically. Ain't no way, man. Everson Walls wasn't even on that coverage, but it's considered that Everson Walls laid the egg on that play. Who remember that play, right? Who remember that play? See, we're a team of miracles, man. Things happen on a bad thing and good things of us. Who remember, and I know we got some old souls up in here. I'm going to stretch your knowledge. Who remember Bush Johnson, right? Who remember the drop catch, right, hit him. What number did he wear, Was it 8 and 9? Did the quarterback hit him right in between the 8 and 9, was it Bush Johnson? I could be off on my memory there. He catches that. Who knows what it was 8 and 6. Okay, appreciate you. Hit him right between the 8 and 6. Did y'all lose faith in this team? Did y'all say, man, come on, man, I can't stand the Cowboys. What can go wrong will go wrong, right? Yeah. Against the Steelers. He catches that, what change in fortunes of this franchise would be. If he hit him right between the 8 and 6, shout out to the second generations. I'm first generation. My mom's a Saints fan, right? And my brother is a 49er fan. I got another brother that's an Eagles fan. We all from Mississippi, so we had to pull for teams, right? We had to pull for different. You thinking of Jackie Smith? It was Jackie Smith. Appreciate you, John. Was it Jackie Smith or was it Bush Johnson? Y'all let me know. It was 81. See, I probably wasn't even alive. I wasn't alive during that time frame. But I go back and watch the old clips. So what I'm saying is that these things, two things can be true. Let me play the rest of this.
They're a defense that plays with a lead, or they play in a one-score game knowing Tom Brady can bring them back. You have to get a lead, Cowboys. You have to take time off the clock with your run game. Dak Prescott right now is struggling because you're trying to make him a pocket quarterback. He is not a pocket quarterback. You need to move the pocket for him when he's going to throw the football. Let him throw it down the field every once in a while. But you cannot run this ball enough if you want to win this football game.
All right, so that was the end part of what he said. Now, is Dak Prescott a pocket quarterback? Is he a pocket quarterback? Well, I would say that he is a pocket quarterback. But I would tell you that we are a team that is hungry for watching this particular thing burn down right in front of our face. Pass block win rate been terrible. On top of that, we running too many times out of shotgun. We don't establish the run. So I agree, and I kind of like disagree, but I have no rebuttal to what he's saying, because I wish that we can just pick him up. And I know Herm Edwards, he is a guy that's an Eagle. He played for the Eagles, right? You know, Herm Edwards, he played for the Eagles, right? So he's an Eagle guy, right? He got green blood somewhere flowing through his veins. But if I could pick him up, and there's really no, and I'm going to say this again, there's no salary cap as relates to coaching. I would literally pick him up and say, hey, I'm going to ship you over to Dallas, and I want you to say the same sentiments to Kellen Moore. I want you to let him know that we got to lean on the two running game to open up the passing so that Dak Prescott can eat. That's what I would say. And shout out to y'all. Dak is shout out to you, Truth Only. Appreciate you. Dak is a pocket quarterback. All of Dak numbers are pretty good. Outside of the turnovers and these sorts of things, as far as this year, he's ninth. He's ninth in the league since the NFL was birthed, and since they've been collecting this information. He is literally 8th or 9th in the National Football League since the conception of the NFL in touchdown to interception ratio. So let's not paint this man into a corner and say that, hey, this brother is a turnover machine. Now, he is this year. He is this year, regardless of the ball bouncing off the phalanges of Noah Brown, Hendershot, or what have you, or C.D. Lamb running the wrong route. Those are his babies. He can't do nothing about it, right? We told you not to be messing with that girl down there. She just as fertile as anything else. That's your baby now. But we were just lap dancing. Well, no, I told you she was fertile. You messed around with her. Now it's your baby. You got to pay child support. You got to name him or her junior. That's yours. The DNA said you had something to do with it. That's how it goes. Let me know if I'm lying. We were just lap dancing. Yeah. They call it premature, premature stuff. Keep it PG-13. I'm going to try, but you guys understand what I mean. You know what I mean? Look. That's your responsibility until said child then hit 18, right? Now, I think they changed the ruling. It's all the way until they finish college now. There's people out here that's paying child support for somebody that's 21, 22 years old because they still in college. You are the father. Ain't that right, William? It's so much truth out there. It's so much truth out there, y'all. That's just how it goes. Speaking of that, I got to say this right here. And this is objective analysis. And let me play this audio, baby. Let me play this audio.
Take a look at one issue of the Cowboys. In the stack is Gallup and C.D. Lamb. Gallup is going to run off the coverage here, and C.D. is going to slow play it. All right? You see it. He's going to slow play it, but he's going to be open. Now, Dak is looking for his favorite target, C.D. Lamb. All right? So he's looking right at him. Now, right here, C.D.'s open. But Dak has already started to move. And when he moves, he's got nothing, and he throws it away. Now, why did he move? All right, let's go. Jason Peters, the left tackle. Tyler Smith, left guard. Here we go. You can see he's looking right for CD. He's waiting for him.
Climb the pocket, Dak. I'm mad.
There's a tick where he's got to be more patient and trust Jason Peters and the protection and make the throw. I saw this with Amari Cooper a lot, but now he just doesn't like it. The timing is the biggest problem I see. The timing, specific timing, the timing of a watchmaker, just the precision needed is just not quite there. And what does he do? He throws it over to, who caught that? Threw it to a commander.
All right, so hear me out, y'all. You know what I mean? He got to climb the pocket, right? And I'm going to provide some context to this. And this is not me putting lipstick on a pig, but you can't say, hey, Law is the king of just finding solutions, right? With excuses, right? I know how y'all think right now. But hear me out. Hear my case out before you guys shake me with the butter knife. Hear me out now. Hear me out. Because y'all ain't going to let me, y'all would not let me go with this. Y'all would not let me go with this. But 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen are playing in a new spot.
FBI, open up!
4 out of the 5 offensive linemen are playing in a different spot. All year, he never had my guy, doggone Jason Peters, playing at left tackle. Tyler Smith is playing at left guard. Connor McGovern is playing at center. The only staple piece that's in the same spot is my guy, Zach Martin. And of course, my guy, Tyron Smith is playing at right tackle. Those are 4 new components that Dak Prescott in his mental mindset said, man, I don't trust this offensive line. I definitely don't. I'm not finna climb nothing. I'm finna bail up out of here, man. I'm not finna get sacked. I'm not finna get hit. I'm finna throw this thing. I don't care if I'm 6'2 or 6'3 and a half, 245 pounds, however big he is. I'm finna get this ball away. Now, the timing is what my guy Brian Baldinger just said. So I promise you guys, if it is the situation that Dak Prescott don't trust that offensive line, hear me out. Hear your boy out. I'll prefer for them to say, all right, cool. We're going to slide my guy Tyron Smith back over to left tackle. We're going to keep the young kid at left guard. That's Tyler Smith. So it'd be Ty and Tyler, right? And then we're going to roll with Connor McGovern back inside his center. And on top of that, with, of course, Zach Martin at that right guard spot. And we'll just elevate Avante Collins. That's just how it goes. Now, my guy on that rep, Jason Peters, he did look solid on that rep. On top of that, Tyler Smith did look solid on the rep. But what spooked Dak Prescott was the trust. He didn't trust what he was getting, so he flushed himself out. And he definitely didn't trust what he was seeing. He didn't trust my dude, CD Lamb, wide open. He didn't trust him. So that's just how it goes. Or keep things the same. The offensive line is the only unit that all 5 of those guys must be on the same page. And when we look back at this, the trust part of Dak Prescott, going through his progressions, man, he was tap dancing like the late, great Gregory Hine on that play. He got to stand tall in that. And there's no way I can put anything on top of that. That's why I said in this tweet right here, I believe, I said, I have no counter argument. I tweeted this out to my guy, Brian Baldinger. I have no counter argument on this analysis outside of the word trust. Remember, 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen are playing in a different spot. That's all I think. I don't think that anyone would trust that. I don't think that anyone was hit like that with those type of musical chairs with their offensive line. I don't think that I've ever seen someone say, hey, you know what, I trust that. But what Dak going to have to do, because at the end of the day, no one cares about this, right? What I tell you, you look like baby boy. I lie to you because I care about your feelings. Nobody care about your feelings over here. So what Dak going to have to do, if he don't trust the offensive line, He's going to have to turn that trust into faith. He's going to have to figure out ways to have faith in that offensive line. And when you have faith, I'm talking about blind faith. He's going to have to tell his offensive lineman, hey, I don't trust now one of y'all, but I'm going to have faith in y'all. I'm going to have that. And that's the only way he's going to propel in this league, because you can't win football games being scared. You can't. And when he gets sacked and when he get creamed, I need for Dak Prescott to be the Cajun part. Whatever, I heard he got a little Creole in him. I need for that Creole, the Cajun Dak Prescott to get out, because we seen that under Troy Aikman. When he got creamed, when one of the guys missed out on their assignments or one of the guys missed out on their alignments, Troy would spit at them, cuss them out. Where the F you been? Why you not in his position? We going to have to see that part. Look, can somebody tell me? Yeah, I got you.
Emotional damage.
Can somebody tell me, where do nice guys finish? Can somebody put that down in the chat somewhere? Where do nice guys finish? Where do nice guys finish? Because we already know. We already know what Tom gonna do if one of the offensive linemen are out of spot or not in place. Where do nice guys finish? LAST. Dak Prescott, we love you, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have faith in his offensive line, right? and crazy enough, if it's his will, that's just how it goes, Cowboy Nation. If it's his will, that's how it's impossible. Write this down. Even if you believe in a higher power or not, but write this down. It's impossible to please God without faith. It's impossible. You got to have faith. You got to say, man, I'm sitting under here. I got these Mack trucks coming at me, and I got to figure out how to have some faith in his offensive line. You got faith as one of your saying. So you're going to have faith. And at this point, you're going to have some blind faith. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to build that trust. Everybody know it takes 1,000 years to build trust and 1 second to lose it, but you're going to have some faith. Law, what type of faith that he got to have right now, man? He got to Dak Prescott right now. Write this down for those who need to know, because I'm on fire right now. He got to be blind, crippled, and crazy. Blind enough to know that, hey, I got the man of faith with me. Cripple enough to lean on him. That's what God wants us to be. Cripple enough to lean on him, and crazy enough to know that he will make a way out of no way, right? So that's the reality of it. This dude right here was crazy enough. You got to be delusional almost to a degree. This dude had all of the faith, right? He had all of the craziness to know that somehow, one way or another, I'm going to make it. You know what I'm saying? And for those who've seen this movie, you guys know what happened, with Jon Snow at this scene. Y'all can talk amongst yourself about that. But neither here nor there, I wanted to jump on to give you guys my thoughts on this. And I wanted to give you guys my heart on this altogether, Cowboy Nation. As I depart, I realized yesterday I went live for about 4 hours, being that guy Jon Snow on the hill, right? So now it's time for Cowboy Nation. We got to stand behind our quarterback. For those who say one and done, if you believe it in your heart, don't type it out, don't speak it out, right? You just keep that to yourself. But for me, I'm looking at this opportunity to tell you guys right now that my mind saying that I don't care if it was Green Bay, Pelican Bay, Tampa Bay, Law Bay, Wee Bay, I don't care. The Dallas Cowboys need to show up on Monday night. We need to bring forth our best. We don't need to fold up like a wallet or a launcher. I need to have the nation standing tall for this team. I need to have the nation being ready to fight for this team. And even if you don't believe in the quarterback, there's somebody that you got to believe in. If you say you're a fan, there's somebody. There's somebody. Even if this game can be just for Zach Martin, I believe Zach Martin can make a pivotal play in this game, right? Even if you say, man, I just believe in my guy, the kicker. Well, let the kicker be the game-winning decision in this game, right? Or somebody out there said, man, I still believe in Kellen Moore. You know, as crazy as it may sound, make Kellen Moore make the right decision and call the right play. It could be Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, George Edwards. Somebody need to make a right play. All we need is one play to make this thing happen. Come on, Dallas kickers lick. It could be LVE, Leighton Vander Esch. You know, I promise you guys so much, man. I thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in. But write this down and store it somewhere in your heart, because I used it when I was sleeping out of the back of my car. And when I didn't have the perfect offensive line, right? The perfect coaching situation. Hey, I was blind, crippled, and crazy. Blind enough to walk by faith, right? Crippled enough to lean on him, right? And crazy enough to know that I'll make a way, that he will make a way out of no way. And baby, I'm living proof of it, baby. That's what I'm talking about, that this team need to do. That we are against all odds. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it and lose, oh my goodness, all of your mind for it, if you will simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty, you will get it. Y'all don't know. Sometimes it was cold out there. Had to turn the car on just to warm up just a little bit. They said, Lord, my inner mind was saying, won't you just say you lost, man? Won't you just go back to Natchez? Won't you just fold up like a wallet or a lunch here? Just go back, you know? But no, I turned that car on for a little bit, warm up a little bit, and I said, oh man, the truant officer or whoever in that facility is finna make his rounds. I turn the car off, step out like I'm just leaving from work, you know? And then when he make his little brown, I turn the car back on. Woo, it's cold out there, baby. That's me sleeping out of my car. That's me being crippled enough to lean on him, knowing that he's about to provide for me. He's gonna make something happen for me. And if these players have this mindset when everybody's against them, when all of even the people that say, man, I'm rolling with you, I'm a diehard fan, I believe in what you do, and they even saying you're one and done. It's quite strange to me. There was a story. Let me rewind, or I don't feel like leaving right now. Let me just say this right quick. There was a story of a man that fed over 2,000 people with 2 loaves of bread and fish. But when it was time for him to see the cross, none of those guys came and said, hey, we will fight for you. None of those guys said, hey, we will die for you. None of those guys said, hey, man, we thank you. So that goes to tell me that even if you had fed 2,000 people, right, and made a miracle out of that, even if you had 12 disciples following you, right, and made it out of that, right, that at the end of the day, there are only going to be a few people that will hang with you. There are only going to be a few people that's willing to roll with you. And it's quite strange to me that even within the context of that, the 2 people that was willing to go with him were the ladies, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, go find you a Mary, right? They gonna be at the cross with you. They gonna be at the end when it's time to be over. They gonna be right there by your side. So shout out to all of the ladies. I know that the ladies gonna be with Law if nobody else gonna be with Law. Ain't that right, Mr. 316? Appreciate you. Boy, I can get on up out of here now. I can get on up out of here. So I want y'all to stand tall with this team, regardless of what it is, regardless of what you're going through. Let's stand tall with this team. Do or die, baby. That's what I'm going to do. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Sacrifice.
We about, baby.
Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on bling and she freeze. Photo, please, no photos. G's, no.
Shout out to you, JD from DC, Darrell. Appreciate you. Dallas Cowboys for life. That's my guy, OT. Shout out to Dallas Cowboys for life. He was the guy that helped me out with John. Shout out to him. Jay Worthy, appreciate you. And Mr. 360. Shout out to you, Johnny Walker. Are you blue? Trayvon Bay and Smiley. Let's go. Y'all check out other content creators that may be live right now. Shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboys Sports, Big Game Jay. The OC, Jay Tuck, Mr. Raw, my Cowboy family and all of them. Mark Holmes, yeah, everybody. Come on. The Volume, appreciate them. Box Lombardi, A to Z, Sports Dallas with the star, the young phenom, Skywalker still not reserved. Let's go.
In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was
not
for sale. Heard this on the market for the low.
Come
who
on.
the realest, we might never
Y'all know who the realest
All
is.
this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh. Now you're looking hungry.
West Coast Cowboy too. Check him out on
now
Facebook.
You're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled.
If I left anybody out, charge it to my head, not my heart.
Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves.
My Cowboys family, did I say them already? Cowboys, Chat Sports, Mike Fisher, 105.3 The Fan, Blogging the Boys, Tupac and Biggie, Cowboy Fan Talk, yeah. Candy Locker Room. Come on. Defy Talk Cowboys. Appreciate him too. Hey ho, Shango, the GOAT, the legend, the godfather of them all. Shango, shout out to him. The OGs like Simons and all of them boys over there. Appreciate y'all.
FBI, open up!
Shout out to Bobby Belt, John Machota. Y'all tell Michael Gelkin to unblock me. Jory, appreciate her too. Coach Marv and everybody, the Stargazer, appreciate her too. What we tell them? Don't let the street lights lead you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. GP, we over, man. I'm relaxing now. I'm about to go pull up some mofin. Appreciate you for tuning in, though. I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. Bleezy, appreciate you. Inside the Huddle, appreciate them too. Ooh, we got some good stuff around the corner. Don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth, though. Come on. One game at a time. All Let's go.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't
Emotional
feel
damage.
Fatality.
so far.
Hey, emotional damage. It's just so crazy.
If a paper crane can
Hit that
fly,
last note for your boy.
then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Oh yeah, be sure to check out my TikTok page too, man. We grew up to 17,000 less than a year, man. I think we've been there for about 6-7 months, and I appreciate you guys so much for growing the TikTok. Let's get TikTok up to 25,000. Let's go. Let's get up out of here.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough,